Hey there, my name is Not Zoan. I hope the week of New Year's has been going quite well for you. I myself came down with a stomachache in the weeks leading up to it, and I'm quite glad that that I fully recovered from it. This video is going to be a little bit more off the cuff and, shall I say, free form, similar to the venue of Bricky's Fireside Bricky discussions, where he picks random comments or questions from his community and answers them. I find that format of video quite interesting to listen to. As such, it's going to be a lot more second monitor content, not like, oh, you're gonna watch a whole lot of cool montages of a game or commenting particularly on a certain game. I'm gonna be having a game running in the background that I've streamed, which is called Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, a 2006 RPG game made by Arcane Studios, the same developers who have made Prey, the 2017 version of Prey. Basically the stepping stone towards that glorious Im Sim, basically a staple for most other games that follow that same venue. I enjoyed it quite a lot, and the ending was more wholesome than I anticipated, and I think it is kind of nice because you basically are Kevin and Home Alone and trying to fool other orcs and guards and people into slipping on ice surfaces and kicking them down cliffs. It's a fun little time. It was a fun little time, even if I did play it on the hardest difficulty. Don't do that, you're gonna get whacked, and I got whacked very often. So medium is kind of probably the way to go, but it's still very nice to play. I have seen quite a few people on either Twitter or Twitch or just talking to people in general in real life about their New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. Oftentimes see that people have a lot of lofty goals, like, oh, just 10,000 subscribers on YouTube or just this many followers on Twitch or something like that. For me, I think it's a lot less about like the tangibility, if you could call it that, about having like a certain amount of subscribers on YouTube or followers on Twitch, even though that is one of the goals that I would like to have. Like, if I'm gonna be starting small, 100 subscribers on YouTube in like the following year, we have like 359 days left to see how that goes. More followers on Twitch, of course, but the main goal for me is like having a little bit more of a consistent approach on video editing and publishing videos, not just shorts. I did quite a few shorts in the last month, not daily, not weekly, but a few of them regarding the content that I already made on streams. But I want to try and kick that into gear a little bit more. I have to basically grow past my procrastination, so to speak. That is like my long-term goal. My short-term goal is also trying to do a few more collabs, but I think that is something that's a goal a lot of streamers that start out having more collabs. And one of the main hurdles to surpass is just really talking to people. And the people who have been following me for quite a while, or who have been knowing me more personally, be it as real life friends, or if they sometimes pick up little snippets of conversations I had with people, they probably have noticed that I am a occupational therapist. I treat patients after they had, for example, surgery replacing bones or joints with synthetic counterparts. And they probably, or I can imagine some people being like, oh, it should not be that hard to talk to people if you are an occupational therapist, since that is what you mostly do. And I would say that is kind of true, but also there's a lot more to it when you take it into another, shall I say, environment or realm of context. Because that's where I like to draw like the line between the duty that you do as a occupation and talking to people in a more free-form context and in a collab, for example. With the occupation, like as a occupational therapist, you have the context of you want people to get better. The patients want to know how to live life with their new synthetic counterpart of, for example, their hip bone, or after their hip bone has been replaced, or their shoulder has been replaced with a titanium insert or something like that, which is, in my opinion, a little bit easier to talk about than just straight up approaching people about, oh, do you want to play, you play this game, do you want to play it with us or with me? Basically out of the blue. I think one of the reasons why it is hard for me to approach people over like Twitter, Discord, Twitch, and other social media devices or social media sites is that there is no real feeling of having a certain type of portfolio, or that I don't have a certain type of portfolio yet. Because as you apply for a job or apply for an occupation, you of course asked wherever you employed before and stuff like that. What did you do before this job, and so on and so forth? What is your previous working experience and something like that? I think that is something that is a little bit amiss to use here, but in light of having no other experience of like really interacting a whole lot with other people or unknown people, I think I sort of resorted to this kind of way of treating this interaction. Like, do I have a portfolio? Did I make a lot of videos? Do I have a lot of followers and something like that? It's something that is being addressed frequently in Twitter posts, like, oh, I don't care who you are, I don't care how many followers you have. If you're a decent person, you can write, we can play together. I think that is something quite noble, something decent to do. I don't know if it is as effective at combating that problem of approaching people, because a lot of what can be said on the internet can be taken out of context extremely quickly, or in my opinion be seen as obnoxious, and as such it makes it difficult for me to approach people because I'd rather not bother them and stuff like that. But I think that is something more of a me problem that has to basically be dealt with over time. That's why I kind of like to stream. That's why I kind of like to make videos, to basically have that kind of exposure therapy, as a miss of a usage of this medium might be, to basically force myself in steps to interact with other people. And I think that is something that has helped me not just in my occupation, in talking and listening to patients, but also has helped me at least talk to people on chat on stream. When you talk to people in your occupation, you get a little bit better at talking to people in your chat, and vice versa. At least I like to think about it like that. The other thing that I wanted to do in this video is also shout out someone on Twitter for actually releasing or posting a Twitter thread about how to do YouTube Shorts and how to use Streamladder, or how that VTuber, Naniru, uses Streamladder for creating YouTube Shorts. As far as I know, there are different kinds of plans, and the most expensive plan with like 27 euros in a month has the ability to create shorts with, I guess, something called Clip GPT, where it basically takes AI and edits streams, those long form streams, into short clips to post on YouTube, basically almost ready to go for what you want to do. I didn't try it yet, but the looks and the UI seem to be quite useful to have as someone who basically doesn't have that huge amount of time to edit those things together. And so I wanted to do a quick shout out to Naniru, and I'm going to put in the Twitter thread into the description of the video, and hopefully that also gains some traction. It looks like something very interesting, and she doesn't talk just about Streamladder but also about how to use YouTube Shorts. There's quite a few things to take into consideration. Main takeaway that I got from that thread was try to upload directly on the hour, because the algorithm or the YouTube system basically works off of a trial or testing period for shorts as soon as they get released. So if you put it out on 1:30 a.m. in the morning, that short gets about half an hour of testing time until the full hour. So to maximize that testing time, you should try posting on like 1 a.m. or 3 p.m. just basically the full hour, so that you get the most out of that testing period for the YouTube Shorts system. Your mileage may vary, because I think I've had shorts uploaded on different times myself, and I did not really see a whole lot of difference, but that is something that caught my eye and is, in my opinion, quite useful to know. That's basically like a tiny short diary-like, if I could call it that, summary of what I've been doing over the last month or over the last weeks or so. And I hope you like that short rant, and I hope I will see you on a stream on Twitch or another long form video. I stream on both YouTube and Twitch on Wednesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Central European time is the starting time, and open-ended from that. And on Friday to Sundays, at least one stream starting at about 8 p.m. Central European time. I wish you a wonderful week, success in all your endeavors, Happy New Year, and